Hey, welcome back to Big Boy. All right, so let's have a chat, and not necessarily just about Hell's Highway, because this is more of a catalyst for a thought that I had. And if, you know what? Well, let's do this. Let's spend part of the time on Hell's Highway, and then move on to a broader topic about what I call the nostalgia premium. So okay rule book. The layout is the classic Victory Games layout. I've had this game for about 10 years and never played it. It was designed in the 80s, so it's got some hair on it, and there's things have changed a lot, and Orders of Battle have been revised and updated. The mechanics for the game, I get it. I finally worked out combat. Finally got an appreciation for some of the modifiers and combined arms usage and things like that. And I've had people tell me, although I don't believe them, that it is indeed possible for 30 Core to achieve its objectives and get to Eindhoven on the historical timeline. And that shouldn't make or break a game, but it's certainly disheartening, and we can't see it on camera, but way down the other end of the map, 30 core is 4 or 5 hexes in of a 20 odd hex move it needs to make to get to Eindhoven, and it's the morning of the 18th. So they, at the current pace, they'll probably get there about the 27th or something like that of September. So now that's maybe I'm playing horribly wrong, or using poor tactics, or both. But I now don't believe I'm playing incorrectly. And I do believe that there's something that I'm missing in terms of the application of the rules to facilitate this alleged historical opportunity, recreation. Now, conversely, 82nd Airborne, 101st Airborne are doing quite well. We've got a couple of units in Nijmegen here. They do have some challenges down in the near the drop zone, but all manageable at the moment. These are just two strength enemy units that are pressing in on the airborne here. First para just is getting is about to get its ass handed to it, and the whole operation here is going to probably come to a grinding halt with 10th SS and other elements, popping into play as well. The initial landings, we lost 3 steps, so that hurt significantly, and I've got to do the drops here for these guys. The way I've been playing it, and people will probably be upset with this, but because of the discrete nature of where the units are clustered, I play out. So I played the 30 core for turn 3, did all the combats and got all the results, and stopped, and then went up to 101st, then went up to 100. I went up to 82nd, and I haven't done the combats here for 1st Airborne yet. And nor have I done the drops for them yet either. But I do it that way just because it's all pretty much isolated, and I'm playing solo. The reason why I do that is so that I can, if I make some mistakes, I can go back and rewind, and I'm not rewinding an entire turn. I'm just rewinding a portion of a turn, and it facilitates me also making video that I can do a discrete little video for one section of the map at a time if I choose to do that. Anyway. Look, so rules, combat mechanics, movement, supply, command, dropping shit, moving things around, it all kind of works together. But there's something that is it's just, and I'm not even talking about the artwork, right? I mean, the counters are just horrendous. The mine are offset terribly. And, color format, okay, it's bearable, but who can talk about that? That's all aesthetics and individual subjective opinions. I was fortunate enough that Chris Fawcett put together this nice little revised direct indirect fire modifiers for me. That helped a lot. Look, I see why I saw all these opinions, and here's where, you know what, I'm going to move. Let's move. I'm going to go sit in the chair instead of on the uncomfy bench. Let me switch the. Here's, hey, buddy, can you move? Good boy. I think we'll just do this. Oh, that feels good. All right, so nostalgia premiums. One of the things that I think I'm about to do with my collection is just move on from a lot of the older games, because I think there's this realization. Well, it's not a realization. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I went through a period of jumping back into wargaming, and I had been away from it for 20 plus years, and so I thought, I better hurry and rush out and get all those GDW games and all those SBI magazine games and all this other stuff, and try these systems that were so famous for the time, and then that'll give me good context and reference point for new games that are coming out. And so I bought a lot. I went through buying a lot of games. I think I've owned at some point nearly 1,000 war games, and I've traded out a good portion of those. I think I'm down to 400 now or something like that. So 300, 400, 500 games I've sold or given away, or I just sent a box off to a school. So I come to that realization that I was playing these SBI magazine games, for instance, and I was like, this really kind of sucks, right? This is not fun. It's not that interesting, and why am I wasting my time with it? And then I got online. I'm playing with my friend Steve. We play every Monday night. He's in Australia. I'm here, and we played. We played a couple of games that we were just like, oh, this is not what we remembered it was. I think Desert Fox was one that we played, and then what's the Nordcap? That's right, Nordcap. And he was going on about how Nordcap was the best modern war game ever, and all this sort of fun stuff. And when he started playing it, and I kind of broke it, and then he realized he didn't really like it that much, and couldn't work out what we were doing wrong, or if we were doing something wrong. And, we kind of realized it was pretty just kind of ordinary. It was interesting and innovative for its time, and it was good in the day. But now, now it's just a game, and it's probably not worth putting a lot of effort into. And I think that experience has kind of given me I'm really got to hear some really good things about a magazine game before I'm going to jump in and buy a magazine game from a publisher, particularly from Decision Games. All their Modern Warfare and S&T magazine games. It's 100% hit and miss on those things. So my point in all this nonsense that I'm rambling about here is, where we apply this we had good times and good feelings about these games when we played them with our buddies or by ourselves. Maybe we were a college student in a dorm and we were playing by ourselves on a Friday night because we had no friends, or we were young and stupid and we're going over to somebody's house and playing all weekend, or teenagers during the summer playing all summer. And so there's a lot of value to that. I can still remember walking up to my my Dutch friend's house. We actually had identical houses. We lived in a subdivision in a not a particularly wealthy part of town, and walked up to the subdivision, up to his house, and we played. I still remember us playing Waterloo, and the Russian campaign, and Wellington's victory, and City Fight, and those games all have a wonderful. They resonate with me as things that I enjoyed. And a couple of times I've pulled them out and messed around with them, and I've got the original Avalon Hill copy of TRC. I've got the L2 version of TRC. I've now got one. I didn't pay for it, but John Krantz sent it to me, but I've got the GMT release of it as well. And I'm probably not going to play that game anymore. I pulled it out to play 3-4 years ago, and I did 3-4 turns, and it was over. Right, the Germans were done, and the Soviets were massing, and it's kind of game over, Red Rover. So. That game, it was great for its time. That's whole Second Impulse thing. But yeah, there are better, I believe, newer, more innovative, certainly better looking, certainly better crafted, higher quality production values, better user interfaces, better materials and production values available today than in the past. And I think I'm not inclined to want to waste my time on these older games anymore, even for nostalgia value. I don't know that I want to, I've got an old TSR copy of Wellington's Victory, and I've been thinking about breaking that out and playing it again. I just don't think I can be bothered. I don't care enough to want to do it, and I'm certainly not going to play the Russian campaign. Now, there are some older games that are indeed fabulous to play, and they're very entertaining, and they've held their allure, right? I just played that block game, Quebec. Is it 1759? I think it is. That's an older game, but new production release of it. Fantastic, fun, light, fast playing game. I'm just looking at a collection now, trying to work out the other stuff. I mean, some of the old TCS things, they kind of are what they are, and I'm a bit of a TCS fanboy. So, then I look at stuff like Ambush, and I'm wondering, I've been keeping that because I wanted to use it for a project, and now I'm wondering, should I waste my time with that, or should I maybe just pivot over to Combat from Compass Games and use that as my from this project that I want to do, or not. So that's an interesting sort of little conundrum that I've got for myself. So anyway, I'd be curious to see what you think. I know that's a kind of a divisive opinion, that old games are no good anymore, or old games have an overinflated nostalgic premium applied to them that really means they're probably not as good as we thought they were, number one, and they've probably seen their day, and we can look at that through the Market Garden campaign and through Battle of the Bulge, all the different Bulge games, the newer releases of Bulge games, Last Blitzkrieg, The Last Gamble. Those titles are far away better than some of the older titles, Bitter Woods, the original Battle of the Bulge, stuff like that. So Wacht am Rhein, I think that game's probably not something I'm going to play. But anyway, I'm curious to see what you guys think about all that, and just how old does a game need to be before that nostalgia premium kicks in, and that instant classic shine of something has kind of worn off. And at what point do we sort of decide? It's probably individually, but when do we decide that it's time to let that one go and move on to something new? Anyway, Thursday afternoon thoughts. Talk to you soon.